Welcome back to Inside Politics. In the 16 days since Hamas attacked Israel, anti-Semitic incidents in the United States have increased. In San Diego, a Jewish community center closed indefinitely after 2 vandalism attacks. Swastikas were drawn on a New York City's deli door. And a professor from Cornell University is on leave of absence after saying he was energized by Hamas's attack. And more broadly, on college campuses, student protests have glorified the Hamas terrorists who attacked the music festival on October 7th. While many have spoken out against this hate, Congressman Torres of New York has remained one of Israel's most vocal defenders, and the congressman joins me now. Thank you so much for being here. You are a proud member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, but on the issue of Israel, your very vocal position is notably different from many others. For example, you wrote that the, quote, democratic socialist industrial complex indoctrinates young Americans with an anti-Israel hatred so virulent that it renders them indifferent to the deadliest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust. Why do you think that is happening?
Look, there's been a concerted campaign to demonize Israel as if it is the root of all evil. And when you systematically demonize Israel, what inevitably follows is the dehumanization of Israeli victims. What inevitably follows is a democratic socialist rally that glorifies the terrorism of Hamas. And so in my opinion, the hatred for Israel, the hatred has been taken too far. And, hatred is dangerous because it can easily harden into violence. And we've seen the demonization of Israel lead to a global outbreak of anti-Semitic violence, vandalism, and vitriol. Here in New York City, there was a Jewish woman who was punched in the face abruptly, unprovoked, simply because she was Jewish. And so we are seeing anti-Semitic incidents take hold in an atmosphere of amplified anti-Semitism and heightened hatred against Israel as the Jewish state.
Congressman, your colleague, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, she is also, like you, a member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. She called you out on Friday. Listen to what she said.
How many more killings is enough for you? Is it 1,000 more? 2,000 more? 3,000 more? How many more Palestinians would make you happy if they died? Will you be fine if all of the people of Gaza were gone? Would that make you happy? Would that be the thing that makes you proud? And maybe that's the question you should ask Richie. Is he okay? How many more Palestinian lives is he comfortable with?
What's your response?
I obviously resent those comments. Every casualty is a tragedy. Every war is a humanitarian crisis. But we have to keep in mind the causes of the war. Israel did not start the war. The war was imposed upon Israel by the barbaric terrorism of Hamas, which butchered 1,400 Israelis, including babies. My colleague, Representative Omar, has voted against Iron Dome, which is a missile defense system that protects Israeli civilians from relentless rocket fire. Were it not for Iron Dome interceptions, there would be far more dead Israelis, far more, by orders of magnitude. And so the policy positions that she has taken would have led to even more dead Israelis and more dead Palestinians.
This deepening divide among you and people who believe what you believe and other progressives has been really fascinating to watch and kind of bewildering to a lot of people who maybe are where you are on this, maybe on both sides of it. Because even before the October 7th attack, a lot of Jews who describe themselves as liberal, who believe in social justice, were shunned by their fellow liberals for saying that they believed in Israel as a Jewish state. And that is a divide that is exploding. In the New York Times, they actually posted something that the Black Lives Matter in Los Angeles said after the October 7th attack. They said, quote, when a people have been subject to decades of apartheid and unimaginable violence, their resistance must not be condemned, but understood as a desperate act of self-defense. That, again, was Black Lives Matter Los Angeles. What is your take on this?
Well, I reject the notion that there's a divide. With a few exceptions, just about every Democrat has unequivocally voiced support for Israel and condemned the terrorism of Hamas and stood by Israel's right to defend itself.
But there is a divide among progressives.
Not in Congress. I think the overwhelming majority of Congress stands for Israel's right to defend itself. But I view this as a matter of human decency. Imagine a mother whose baby has been murdered in cold blood. I cannot imagine anything more callous and cruel than telling that mother, "You are to blame. You had this coming." That to me is indecent. This is not about politics. This is not about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is about human decency. It is indecent to blame the victims of terrorism rather than the terrorists themselves. It is indecent to glorify terrorism as resistance. It is indecent to lionize the paragliders who gunned down 260 Israelis at a music festival. And so ultimately, for me, this is a matter of moral common sense and moral decency.
Congressman, I know that you're getting backlash for some of those comments that you've made, and you've been very active online on your social media and saying what you just said to me here. I really appreciate you coming on, and I hope that you come back.
Absolutely.